like this. This is kind of annoying.
All I was doing was desperately
I'll
trying
be
to express
honest.
myself to an audience who would never truly understand what I'd been trying to say. Like Harry or Dros, I felt like my true self was totally stuck inside.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Ever passed through, hence Leadhead. It hasn't always been that way either. Back when I was 16, I felt totally at ease, communicating with the world however I wanted, and having them really listen, loving freely, speaking freely, acting freely. Then somewhere around age 20, I sobered up and wound up feeling totally cut off from the whole world. A party that was never...
Like, there's 2/3 of this is about this person.
...supposed to end, suddenly ended. And I was all alone, with far too many inhibitions to break out of my head again. Eventually, that led me to starting this channel. And once that picked up and became my job, that party died too, in a way. I moved out for the first time, lost a couple friends, and started questioning some pretty fundamental things about myself. And another endless party suddenly fell apart. Another year of isolation. Another year of feeling like nobody would ever understand me or even care to. Whether it's relationship problems, sobriety, responsibilities, or most prominently self-hatred, a lot of the time, life just feels like it's...
Stop freezing my things!
Pure and worryless expression,
Please!
Total, endless, self-inflicted isolation.
No!
A million disco eras, each one inevitably dying out as the world moves on from the things that we built together.
Alright, death's door.
Isolation chapters in my life right now. This time it's one of the self-hatred ones. I'll leave it at that for now. But lately I've been right there next to Harry Dubois and Josef Lilianovich Dros, reminiscing on how I used to pound my fists against the walls of my mind and lamenting how I've recently resigned to just sitting down on my island, all alone and waiting to die.
Yeah.
Talking about how Harry and Dros...
That's why I was like, that's why I made a joke. Okay, well, I was wondering how long does it take till we got back to this, and then just kind of like, because I just, it doesn't matter to me because it's all delusional. I don't think that this game's about that. I feel like this is literally just trying to force a narrative.
Very similar circumstances that I've held off on mentioning until now.
Also, I don't know if Nikki, you're still around, but I am not ignoring the videos that you sent me. I want to watch all of them at some point.
This is where that second objective, finding someone who cares, gets its resolution. The Insulindian Phasmid. See, there's another side to this whole wanting to know who you are thing. Another route that a lot of us strive for when it comes to self-discovery is simply trying to be normal. You're a freak, and you know that much. But if you could just be normal, you might have an easier time answering that tired old question of who am I? After all, you, the genius that you are, have a pretty good understanding of what makes all those other people tick. You're the special one. You're the one that nobody understands. If you could just be more like them, maybe you'd understand yourself too. Back to the topic at hand. The Insulindian...
You know what, that's fine. I'm gonna need it here soon. I think I'm gonna need it after this video for a second, at least a couple of them, because just be that's a very dangerous statement. But yes, I think I'm gonna need a palate cleanser after this video. My brain's just my brain's a little mush at the moment.
That is to say, it's a creature that mainstream...
Like, when I really try to think, I'm like,
his existence is testified by dozens of creeps looking for attention, like Bigfoot. It's allegedly a tall, reed-like stick bug who hides in the reeds all day, making itself completely invisible to the world. It's understood to be incredibly cautious when feeding or moving. Patient, stealthy, and well-disguised, it's no wonder that all attempts to prove the existence of the Insulindian Phasmid have utterly failed. Well, by some miracle, right as you're about to put the cuffs on Dros, the Insulindian Phasmid appears out of the reeds to greet Harry, Kim, and their new detainee. At this moment, Harry and the Phasmid have a conversation, or at least, Harry imagines a conversation with the Phasmid. See, the Insulindian Phasmid is a lot like Harry and Dros in a lot of ways. It too is secluded itself, rarely interacting with any other creatures. Like Harry, nobody understands the Phasmid's true nature. However, unlike Harry, there isn't any dissonance in that fact in the creature's mind. Harry and Dros had to make their presence known. It would simply be against human nature for them to stay secluded their entire lives. Harry had to come out of that motel room and discover who he was. Dros had to fire that rifle and leave a mark on his world. This creature, in its grim reality of dim perceptions of nothing but leaves and sand and the occasional vibration, serves as our first affirmation that what we've been doing over the course of this game, putting ourselves out there, has been worth it. The creature says that it doesn't envy us whatsoever. It says that to be cursed with such sentience, such burning desire, would be a horror beyond all understanding. There is a strange wisdom to this perspective of the world. The Phasmid remarks that, by day, it hides in the reeds and tries to go unnoticed. but at night it plays with the buoys and eats delicious leaves. This is, in a sense, exactly what we've been doing over the course of this game. We've managed through all of our trial and error to find a balance. We can pretend to be a normal cop and do normal productive things, working on the case, interviewing suspects, going over notes and clues, but we're also able to be more expressive, more true to ourselves when we get the opportunity to. Cop by day, philosopher by night. That's what we are. Just like the Phasmat. Sometimes we're an inanimate reed, indistinguishable from thousands of others, not worthy of any attention. But other times we're a fun-loving, sensitive creature, kicking around buoys and making splashes in the water. This sort of balance is exactly what it takes to be a complete person. It's why Cameron items when he goes over his notes and doesn't smoke like a fumigator any other time he gets the chance. A balance like that is incredibly difficult to come by. Like I said earlier, all that any of us want is to be understood wholly, but that simply is impossible. So many of us want to try to alleviate that pain by trying to dedicate our entire lives to our message, our representation of self. When you don't pay your taxes, you rationalize it as some sort of statement against the man. When you get stressed out and have to cancel plans, a part of you hopes that the other party is worried about you, thinking about you. Ultimately, the balance between those two sides, well, I'd go so far as to say that it's the key to happiness. Knowing when to be a reed and knowing when to play. You may very well be stuck inside of your own head, on your own little island, for all of eternity. Maybe there really is no way out of the lead head. But that doesn't mean that you should ever stop trying. Seeing the Insulindian Phasmid, as beautiful and inconsequential as it is, serves as a stark reminder of what you're reduced to when you truly do give up on escaping.
This is like they're just like kind of this is very narcissistic now. Am I wrong in that?
Harry may, at the start of the game, wish that he could be as simple and unaware as the Phasmid. But by the end, it's my opinion that he learns that his current reality, one of half representations of an ever ill-defined true self, is much better than the alternative, a lifetime of non-existence intruded only on by white noise and bare-bones mechanics.
Okay, yeah, because like there was a point where they kind of drop little spots, we'll call them, of like where the game is in there. But I think that this is written to like literally just boost up what the kind of delusions that they have, right? To be honest.
At the end of Disco Elysium, Harry learns that it's better to live in the ruins of Disco than to suffocate under the weight of the debris. The same goes for your Disco, your good old days, your failed relationships, your previous senses of self. Don't try to dig up the past. That's what Drost did. Instead, take all of that grief and build something new on top of it. Don't be Tequila Sunset. Let yourself see another Tequila Sunrise. Let the world back in. Fuck the old party, start a new party with different implications, different motivations, and maybe even a different ending.
And I'm gonna be honest, this is extremely sloppy. There isn't much actual game footage, other than the very few times, the like 4 or 5 times in this 40-minute plus video that the game is directly mentioned outside of the character. And there's not a lot of editing put into it either. You can literally hear a TV going on in the background. You can like hear it's kind of, I don't know if that's intentional or not. It might be.
Whether you're talking with somebody, hugging them, kissing them, fucking them, or
I think it is.
Directly into their eyes, feel like you're still alone. Have you spent your life trying to push the limit?
And then here we go again, back into the intro.
How close you can bring another person to you, only to find that no matter how intimate the two of you are, you're still just alone. After those rare moments, when you truly bare your soul and say exactly what's on your mind to another person, do you feel unsatisfied? Like you should have said something different, or like they must have completely missed the point? Maybe you've tried butting your way into pre-existing groups of friends, or even having your own groups form around you, only to end up feeling even more alone. Do these other people feel the same way about you? Are your relationships just their most recent iterations of a long exhausted concept of true oneness?
Yeah. With the rattling in the background and the TV and this that ambient sound. It's really, and then the like plaid jacket hoodie thingy.
My fight isn't with you.
It just gives a lot of weird vibes. Sitting on this couch, not really moving a whole lot. They're like readjusting how they're sitting and stuff, But like, she's been on this couch this entire time. I think it's been one whole thing that she's reading the script. We can see that.
Maybe you are alone. You spend so much time thinking about how none of these people will ever know the real you.
Like, rehearse just
You put so
enough
much thought into
that they don't have to read
demonstrating
every single
who the real
thing.
you is, but once the performance is done, you
Yes.
go right back to dwelling on whether or not
That's why we're covering them. Trust, I'll show you why, like, how they are currently being dangerous. We'll get there. Don't worry.
message.
I don't think we're gonna
As
watch.
far as the world is
I don't think we're gonna watch many like game review or game essay, video game essays. We're gonna watch the one about Minecraft and losing her apartment, because I think that that's relevant to the personal storyline, and then we're gonna like fast track through a little bit,
maybe there is no real you. Maybe you are just your job, your grades, your politics.
because I'm convinced now this is like the 4th or 5th video game essay that has not been actually about the game. It's been about them projecting what they are wanting or trying to like this very weird vibe to like normalize weird behaviors.
Nobody understands the
Dangerous
connections between all these
behavior.
different genres of music you listen to. Nobody else sees a pickup truck as the same dazzling array of complicated symbolism and iconography that you do. You've tried explaining it to them, but they'll never see it how you do. But then, why does that even matter in the first place? If another person saw the world exactly how you did, that wouldn't make your perception any more true. It wouldn't make it any more valid. Rather than obsessing over some imaginary place and time where everything was allegedly perfect and everyone was on the same page as you,
No, you're good. You're
build
good.
something new.
It's okay.
Don't live
By all
alone
means.
on your own island, blocking out everyone else's
What the VODs go up for?
ideas for the sake of trying to propagate your own. Take the world inside of you. You might still be on a little island. Nobody else will ever know what it's like to live on your island, to be stranded there. But as it turns out, that doesn't mean that your island can't have visitors. So, go open a dialogue with somebody. Put yourself out there, express yourself. Say something that's on your mind, and rather than obsessing over whether or not it was your true self speaking, just enjoy the music. Be it disco or shoegaze, grunge or nu metal, the two of you can dance the night away, in an imperfect but nevertheless euphoric harmony, on a little piece of your island that, if only for a moment, you got to share with another.
You know what's crazy is there's like at least a whole 3 minutes of just credits. Okay, I'm gonna pee real quick. I'm gonna find a palate cleanser. Put up some of my tabs here. I will take a save. Because it's what? When you sell this. Okay. Aquatic item. Aquatic and not looking for. We got a haste item.
The bazaar's a crazy place, right? Do you have to leave already?
I want to buy it to boost my coral armor, but it's not worth. Too expensive for me. This guy. Okay. I'm peeing real quick.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobodies. My fight isn't with you, but if you insist. fall like a boulder. I flow like the waves.
All right. Who wants to smoke? I'm not even trying to stress smoke right now. I'm trying to pre-smoke. Yeah, I'm trying to smoke ahead of time, so I don't stress smoke. Poison got me. It's okay, it's only day 2.
Strength is a sword without a blade.
A lot of different things. Minecraft is a game that has meant a lot of different things to me at a lot of different times in my life. I still remember exactly where I was when I first saw it. I was sitting at my desk in middle school in late 2009.
Dude, I hate the acid.
Just turned 11 when...
Dude, there's so many different fucking aspect ratios. She annoys the fuck out of me with it. I hate it so much. Look in the corner. Why is it so wide? Why is it floating? It should be touching the top corner.
One of my friends pulled it up on the class computer. It was just a little web game. All I really remember was
the pig head's there
in a laggy multiplayer world full of giant stone pillars and lava, but it blew my mind. I could build anything I wanted and tell my friends all about it at school the next day. It was magical. At some point, not too long later, survival mode would come out, and the game would be released as a desktop application, and I wouldn't be playing it in a browser anymore. Suddenly, I had my own world. I could work my way up to having tools and little animals and fences, and to this day, I still remember my first Minecraft home. Just a little crevice in the side of a mountain that I'd carved out and made my own. It wasn't much, but it was my own little place. It was a sense of liberty at a time in my life where all of my decisions were being made for me by other people. This little home in the mountain, though, it was something that I made for myself. Something that was mine and nobody else's. A whole world where there was no bedtime, no school, no bullies, no rules or orders. It was the first time that I and so many other kids my age...
Oh look, it's not about Minecraft, it's about her.
At the time,
it's about her. It's about them.
Down the road, around age 12 to 14, and some of my viewers might already be familiar with this story, a friend and I managed to scrape together enough money to start our own server, Witchcraft Survival. It was a pretty vanilla server. We had player-owned chests and a simple anti-griefing plugin that would let us roll back individual chunks. If someone was breaking the rules, we'd teleport them to this huge arena we built where they'd fight zombies for our amusement. I remember one time my partner was editing a CFG file for a server plugin, just changing a couple variables in a text document really, when I overheard his dad walk in. Just changing a couple variables, and my partner was editing a CFG file for a server plugin, just changing a couple variables in a text document really, when I overheard his dad walk in through the Skype call and yell, "Andrew, are you setting up a virus?" And Andrew got grounded for a month. Other than little hiccups like that though, we actually managed to find some success. We had plenty of active users and donations to keep the server running. I'll never forget the sense of pride in our work that I felt when I'd meet my friend in the cafeteria one day and give him a crisp, clean $100 bill, his cut of the donations. Suddenly, that same sense of freedom I had gotten from this game, that same sense of liberty and control that Survival Minecraft gave me when it first came out, able to extend to the real world. That
We need
$100 was
seaweed.
no small portion of the costs for my first desktop computer, a computer which I've been gradually upgrading to this very day. We had our own YouTube channel too, the Cheesy Minecraft.
Hey guys, so today I suppose this will be the first of my redstone series. And yeah, it's Papa Cheese here, obviously. And so we're gonna go over some basic redstone stuff. And to start out here, wait, let's switch this button. Well, what the? Okay, first off, let's switch buttons because
I better see Cheesy Minecraft hit 1,000 subs after this video comes out. My friend was Baby Cheese, and I was Papa Cheese. A lot's changed since then. And I mean, a whole lot has changed since then. Over a decade later, just the other week at the time of writing, my girlfriend and I started our own little LAN server to play together. Turns out Minecraft is just absolutely awesome on the Steam Deck. I can just sit on the porch taking in the natural beauty around me while doing the same thing in-game. Well, the other day I was mining, and after looking up the new optimal Y coordinates to find diamonds after the Cliffs and Caves update, I was just digging away when this one song came on the soundtrack, one of the new ones by Lena Raine, and I just started bawling my eyes out. No, I'm no stranger to crying, but today I want to examine that feeling. Let's see if we can find out why this dumb little block game made me feel such strong emotions completely out of the blue. So, this video is going to be for two types of people. Late-stage millennials like myself who feel like Minecraft has just left them behind, and those of you born just a couple years later who remember Minecraft not as this distant, foggy memory from your childhood, but as this thing that's pretty much always been there. Today, you'll get to see how the other half lives. So, right now, as those who follow my Twitter or watch the post-credit updates in these videos will know, my girlfriend and I are going through a very adult situation. We just lost our home because our landlord decided to raise our rent and we couldn't afford the place anymore. As soon as I finished writing this paragraph, I headed over there to do the last little bit of cleaning before finally saying goodbye to that place and all its memories for good. Between my weird and difficult to document employment status as a YouTuber and the backwards view that a lot of folks in my area have towards people like my girlfriend and I, we didn't really have any luck finding another place to live. And so we've had to trade all of that freedom, privacy, and confidence for a little spot in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house.
So, because you couldn't make it nearly as much money anymore, instead of getting like a job to help like subsidize that like income that you're not able to fulfill, you moved home. Okay, that's fine. But like, you get a job.
At least until we can find a landlord who wants our money. This house used to be a home for...
Also, that's such a gross framing. Till the landlord wants our money. No. We find a landlord that what do you mean? Are you just not able to afford it then? I'm confused.
1,000 childhood memories for me. Everything from building forts in the woods out of twine and branches to my earliest relationships to starting this channel to falling in love with Minecraft for the first time. Now it's become nothing but a place to settle my accounts and handle my business. My business being to get back out of here as soon as possible. It kind of feels like this Minecraft world came to Charlotte and I at the perfect time. All of the things I mentioned earlier, being young and feeling like you don't have any control over your life, well, her and I are kind of right there again at this moment, just with less homework. The idea that we keep coming back to, half jokingly, half in earnest, is that Minecraft is letting us live out the wild, unimaginable fantasy of home ownership. Now, this is a very sad situation for us, and I've shed more than my fair share of tears over it. But I don't think that that's entirely, or at least not directly, what those tears were about. I don't really play games for escapism. As many of you will know, the type of games that I like to play are usually the type that make me get really introspective, confront some hard truths about myself and the world, or teach me some sort of lesson that I then apply to my real life. It's just the way that I like to interface with media.
That's a delusional take, but
Minecraft, though, it's always been pure escapism. That's all it could ever be for me. All of the phases that I've had with Minecraft, all of the times that I was the most engrossed with it.
I don't survive this because they have seaweed.
Even if I've done the same old line of progression 100 times and built 100 houses, none of them particularly good or unique, just having something to grind away at for a bit, something to focus on, has done a lot to help me dissociate whenever I needed that the most. These days, about once a year, whenever me and my friends decide we should start a Minecraft world, we all know that it's going to disappear someday, and that we won't do everything we initially wanted to with it. We know that plans will fall through, and we won't all end up being the netherite badasses that we imagined with perfect automated farms and huge storage warehouses full of cobblestone and diamonds. Hell, to this day, I've never owned a shulker box or used an elytra. But for those couple weeks when we're playing it, it's so easy to just disappear from our responsibilities. We stay up a little bit later than we should. We put off some chores. We all get a little bit less productive, but those breaks from reality have been so important to my mental health at a bunch of different points in my life. This time, though, I couldn't help but face the reality of that petty, fragile escapism. In my time spent on this Minecraft world, a lot of mental bandwidth has just been dedicated to those premonitions of doom.
So you're saying you played Minecraft instead of finding a job and making more income to be able to not lose your home. You played Minecraft instead and said, yeah, I know that I shouldn't be doing that. But like, really, but like, but it makes me feel better. And it's like, that's great, but like, you're not addressing the issues. Like, huh?
Inescapable feeling that pretty soon all of this escapism is going to come crashing down and I'll be without a home to call my own. And no amount of escapism will be able to elevate me from those circumstances. It was like I could feel myself being ripped out of the game. It's like falling asleep and dreaming of your own alarm clock. While this was ultimately a feeling that I cooked up inside my own brain, it's one that I could only experience in this way with Minecraft. Every time that I play Minecraft these days, I feel this massive disconnect from the game that I played as a kid. Everyone that I play with seems to know way more about the game than I do, when I'm the one who used to be making the redstone tutorials. Everyone is constantly talking about new mobs that I had no idea existed. Everyone but me knows what the story is with these weird new guys in the nether that must have replaced the zombie pigmen at one point. Everyone but me knows the exact measurements to carve out to make an XP farm out of a zombie spawner. Everyone but me knows how to make banners or use armor trims or how to give villagers jobs and level them up. I have no idea what a totem of undying is or how to get one. I don't know.
So, yeah, you're falling behind in Minecraft now too, after you were falling behind in life. Okay.
Tridents do. There's some sort of pixie thing that one of my friends had in our last world. Apparently you can make logs that just don't have the white parts on either side. There's just so many game mechanics that I simply have no knowledge of. You'd think that this would be exciting for me. There's so many new possibilities to explore and scenarios.
It wasn't though.
Maybe that's how I would have seen this stuff back in the day, but now, for whatever reason, I just feel like an old lady when I play this game. I originally quit playing this game right around Horses came out in 20.
I swear, every video, I lose more respect for this person. 'Cause it's like, yes, oh, you're like speaking something that's like a super valid feeling. But you like choose to ignore literally the solution. Oh, you're so close to the solution. Oh, but you don't want to deal with it. Okay.
13 over a decade ago.
Got it.
And so there's two different distinct phases of Minecraft.
You're gonna run and hide.
All the stuff that I know well, and everything
Got
about
it.
your horses. Unfortunately, the stuff that I know well is now vastly overweighed by the stuff.
Like you literally are admitting that you were so overwhelmed by responsibilities that it cost you and your girlfriend your apartment, so you had to move back to your parents. And then you spent that time playing Minecraft. And even then, you still, at a certain point, once you'd been playing for a little bit, felt like you were falling behind and getting like an old lady. Your words.
It's totally foreign to me. You see, I'm kind of a simple person when it comes to this game, a cottagecore Minecraft player. And truth be told, the only things that I really care about that's been added to the game in the past decade are the candles, and how mountains are now even taller than they used to be now that the build limit is higher. I just want to have a simple, pretty home where I can live a simple, pretty life. The most important thing for me to have in Minecraft isn't a diamond pickaxe or netherite or whatever. I just want a nice porch with a view and maybe a bee farm. Minecraft is a true sandbox game. I've already gotten like 15 hours in this new world without touching any of the new mechanics. But what I found is that I'm the only one who doesn't care about those things these days. Every time I start a server with my friends, I'm just going about my day, mining away and picking out a different palette of materials to use for my house, when I turn the corner and see one of my friends summoning lightning strikes with a trident, or making some weird new black armor that's apparently even better than diamond, or making these giant centerpieces of pure gold blocks that would give everyone in the area some sort of buff.
Appreciate the alert, T. Hopefully you're doing well.
Complicated machines to mass produce people so that they could be confined and traded with. Everyone is so far above me with their knowledge and techniques in this game. I just feel like
hopefully your day has been quite well.
Out of my comfort zone. We're ditching the casual, laid-back fun of the Steam Deck. We're updating Minecraft on my desktop PC for a higher resolution and mouse and keyboard precision, and we're getting serious. I want to see what I've been missing all this time. Maybe there's something to all these advanced mechanics. Maybe it's time I quit living in the past with this game and try to enjoy it for what it's become instead of lamenting on what it used to be. I'll be back in a few days, and hopefully I won't feel like such a boomer by the end of all of this. You know, something that I haven't really talked about.
I hate that they like are literally discussing what they need. They're bringing up what they need to do to like fix this problem that they're feeling from like life, Minecraft, and everything. And they're like, oh, God damn it, dude. Like, yeah, I am living back. My girlfriend and I are living back with my parents. But you know what? I'm going to get serious about playing Minecraft. I'm going to really learn to play Minecraft more. Instead of like, you know, going, I don't know, to a job and like, I don't know, doing literally anything other than playing fucking Minecraft. Dude, and this wasn't worth it either, dude.
But yeah, is that I've never been much of a
That's
fan of the
annoying.
adventure side of Minecraft. I feel like every time me and my friends play this game and talk about all the things that have changed since the last time we played, we always end up talking about this subtle shift in the direction that Minecraft is heading in. It used to be a totally open game with very few objectives to speak of. The objectives were basically just get a house, get diamond gear, enchant it, explore another fortress, kill the dragon. Nowadays, there's a lot more goals for the player. For sure, if you really get down to it, that core list of objectives still applies, but now there's so many new things.
And then they're gonna be talking about how this is overwhelming, and it's like, girl, you're living at home because you couldn't afford it anymore because you couldn't go